spiffy.
It's all spiffy today.
Ready for the queen.
Yeah, big day today, big day today. So I thought I'd get my nice t-shirts out the cupboard.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Pavel.
Hello.
Heidi ho. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Grigori.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Alex.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing today, Fabrice?
Well, under stress because it's the first demo, so I hope everything is going to be fine. But it's a good day, a great day.
Good. I had a look over the site. It's looking really good, buddy.
We're all relaxed here. It's a relaxed atmosphere. Just think of it like we're all sitting in the same living room.
Look over yonder. What do you see? The sun is rising.
Most definitely.
Sing it, Ron.
A new day's
Oh, it's a karaoke party.
people are changing. Ain't it beautiful? Crystal blue persuasion. Better get ready. Gonna see the light. Love is the answer. It's alright. So don't you give up now. So easy to find. Just look to your soul. Look to your soul. And open your mind.
Shouldn't we start?
Yeah, I was gonna say, are we going to do the full thing or what? Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get started. Thank you, Ramon. Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to community call number 58. Yes, I'm back. Well, my camera's back anyway. And I got a buzz cut just for the occasion. And to mark the occasion, I'm going to ask that everybody, please turn on your cameras. No excuses unless you're naked or in the bathroom. And even then, it depends on who you are, I guess. Just kidding. Anyway,
Exactly.
yeah. So we have just a few presentations today, but they're really, really in depth. So please put your attention hats on. Ramon, Vlad is asking to be let in, please.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to get my spiel out of the way really quickly so we can move on to more important things. So token distributions for last week. We had tokens go out to Human Venture for their second KPI, to the Japan Sub-Governance, which is already working quite hard, which is very encouraging, to AdGram, to our regular partners with vesting, Bitcoin.com, Cointelegraph, and Xangle, and also to initial governance members for their vestings, and to PokerTON for their third KPI. Right. New proposals that went to a vote. None so far this week, but I believe there's a couple in the pipeline. So we should, oh, my voice is cracking, sorry. There's a couple in the pipeline that I think will go to a vote this week. We'll see. Regarding the NFT marketplace contest. So I'm not going to go into the details, but I know they were supposed to get their tokens last week. There was some ambiguity in the language that described the rewards. So when the payments group was doing the calculations, there was a little bit of debate about how it was worded. I personally took a look at it, and indeed there was some ambiguity, and it's kind of funny how 3 little words can just make something, change the whole contest. So if you go to the forum, there are 3 options there that are being proposed. Please let your voice be heard. Right now, I believe of the 3 options, it's option 1 that's leading. And from that, we'll make an amendment, fix the language, and get you paid. So just asking for a little bit of patience on that. So we haven't forgotten you, basically. And that's basically it for me. Let's kick things off with the Free TON and Dune Network merger status. Fabrice Lefasant is obviously here with us, and he has a demo prepared that's going to talk about the infrastructure implementation as it stands to date. Guys, this is very important. So without further ado, Fabrice, the floor is yours. And Roman, if you can please let him share his screen. Take it away.
Thanks, Ron. Yes, I am going to share my screen. Just hope it's going to work. So let me know if it's okay.
Yes, we can see
yes.
it.
So I will give a demo of the website that we have created to do the swap between Dune Network and the Free TON to finally finish the integration of the Dune Network community into the Free TON community. So Dune holders will be able to switch their tokens to TON tokens. So we have prepared this website. So for now, it's just working on the testnet network, of course. It's called freeton.dune.network. So Dune users should go there, well, we hope very soon to be able to do the swap. So there is some documentation explaining how to do the swap. So we are going to keep improving it during the week, but it should already give a good idea of how it's going to work. So if you click on the merge button on the top, you arrive on this application, this web app. So I will reload it just to have the version that people should have at the beginning. So here you can see that we had started a swap merge on the testnet a few days ago, and it's already at 70% of the duration. We have already done some tests, so there are already tokens that have been swapped. And here I can do 2 things. I can see my the swaps that I have already done. So I can't see any because I have to enter an address, or I can just connect to the browser extension, so called Metal. So now I am connected to my testnet address on Metal, and I can see the number of tokens that I have, 50,000, and I have already performed a few swaps to test it. So now I can go to the deposit tab, and here I will be able to do my first swap. So there is a minimum of 1,000 Dune for a swap. That's to avoid people consuming a lot of gas of the infrastructure. So we require that it's at least that amount. So to avoid using too many tokens on the test infrastructure, I will just put a small amount of Dune. For example, a bit more than 1,000. There is a return address field. So the return address field is in case where the swap doesn't finish. then you can recover your Dune tokens to this address. So now I will need two things. I will need a free TON address on the free TON pub key. So I have created an account on TONSurf. So I can go in the advanced settings and no, it's probably not there. It's in the safety protection. There is address and keys. And here I will find my address here. So let's copy paste it. And my public key here. So I can also publish, copy paste it. And then I have almost everything done. I have to pick a secret. So for this demo, I will use a very simple one. For it's not important because now I have two options. I can either trust the infrastructure and ask it to do the revelation of the secret for me, or I will do it manually. In this demo, I will do the simplest version, which is to just ask the infrastructure to do it. So now I can click on this button, and of course, there will be a transaction on Dune Network. So the Metal browser extension is asking me if I allow this transaction. So I can check that it's yes, it's on the testnet, so it's good. And I will send the tokens. And now I can wait for the transaction to happen on the Dune Network site, blockchain. So to give an overview of how it works, I have taken the architecture proposal. And here you have the two networks. You have the Dune network and the free TON network here on the down. On the bottom, you have user accounts. And what I have just done is from my user account, I have deposited some tokens on this smart contract. Now, what is going to happen is that there is a set of relays. So here we have, for example, 4 relays. They are watching what is happening on this smart contract, and they are replicating it on the free TON network. So they are communicating with this root swap smart contract. And this contract is going for every swap, for every deposit, to create a smart contract. And this smart contract will receive the tokens corresponding to my Dune tokens. And once the tokens are here, I can reveal the secret. And if the secret is revealed, then the tokens are going to be moved to my user account. And then if the tokens have been moved to the user account, the secret can also be revealed on the Dune network, and my tokens will be locked forever. So the last operation is done automatically by the relays when the secret is revealed on the free TON network. If the secret is not revealed, then the swap is cancelled after 1 week, and the tokens are sent back to the root contract, to the giver contract. And on the Dune network, the user will be able to ask for a refund and receive back his tokens. So that's a safety measure in case you forget your secret or something something bad happens. So now let's go back to the website. We can check if what's happening. So we see that on the Dune network, the transaction has been confirmed. So here it's on the testnet network, so it's very fast. But on the mainnet, we will probably ask for it to last a bit more, like 15 minutes or half an hour, to be sure that enough blocks have been emitted so that the transaction cannot be rolled back. Sorry, somebody tried to say something?
Yeah, I think it's just
okay. So well, we don't have immediate finality like in free TON, so we have to do that. So now I can see that I have a script telling me what's happening. So I see that normally one of the relay has created the contract. So now I have a link to the contract. I need the relay to confirm that the swap has been done. So I need to check regularly. So normally it's going to appear here, But so it's going to take a little while because there are a lot of operation happening, and it takes there are a few contracts communicating between each other. So it takes a few blocks every time. So maybe Ben wanted to say something also.
Yes, thank you ever so much, Fabrice. Just while we've got the blocks swapping out, I've asked Pavel, my good friend Pavel Proglover, to pull up a few facts for me, although I see it's actually confirmed now, Fabrice, if you wanted to carry on, and I'll say my bit at the end.
No, it's not yet confirmed. It has been the tokens, the TON tokens have been credited to the contract, but now we need to reveal the secret. So we can either click on this button and do it, or we can just, since I already entered the secret, the relays are going to do it by themselves. I just need to wait here for the secret to appear to be revealed, and then it will also appear here. So we'll see. It still takes some time.
Awesome stuff. Okay, well, obviously we've got quite a few Dune Network people or people coming across who will be watching either live or watching on the recording. So as I was saying, I've got Pavel to do a little bit of technical digging for me, you know, just to bring up a few comparisons, just a few base facts that all the people who are deep into the free TON ecosystem will already know, but just for our kind of research sake. So obviously comparing free TON to Tezos is a big one, you know, because there's a lot of similarities between Dune and Tezos, even if Dune has taken off in its own way. Obviously, with Tezos, you're looking a single chain, 1,000 transactions per second. In terms of technology, I mean, it's an entirely different beast. We're talking a whole new generation of technology here. So not too much time worth really spent talking on this. I think we all know the benefits of moving over to free TON in that way. I know a lot of guys in our community are also kind of involved with Avalanche and Solana. So I asked Pavel to do a bit of looking into these for me. So sticking with the TPS kind of side of things, obviously, Solana is claiming the best speeds right now. You're looking 50 to 60k transactions per second. Realistically, we're looking at that. This is a laboratory setting kind of thing from their end. What we've got here with free TON is much more real working life situation. Everything's battle tested with real kind of situations. I know Mitja's a stickler for hitting everything with a hammer until it breaks just to find out why it broke, essentially. So, Solana claims finality of transactions in roughly 0.4 seconds. We can literally claim 0.3 seconds without, all these kind of perfect, unrealistic, unreal world scenarios. Avalanche as well is.
Let me add for that. Actually, it's not finality. I mean, the people miss that point. So it's called optimistic finality, which assumes that there are no practical reason for malicious validators to be in the chain. So if transaction was collated, there is like you can believe strongly that it will be finalized. The problem is in Solana that they, in reality, so they used it for marketing, but actually not from Solana itself. It's from people surrounding. But the reality is that they actually sacrificed finality time. They made asynchronous collation, so parallel collation, and it actually resulted in increasing of finality time, because if you collate in parallel and you have some chains which you build on each validator, then at some point you can get evidence that that chain is not valid and you should drop it, and then you will get much longer time for finality of a block compared to BFT. So that's the way how to increase productivity. They collate faster, but finality happens longer than in a normal BFT actually. So in free TON, there's no reason to sacrifice finality, because you parallelize. You have more chain. You have many chains. So we're not sacrifice finality for throughput. That's approach, and that's our comparison with Solana. And Solana still having parallelizing collation. They still have limit. They have still limit where they. I mean, it's impossible to do it in single chain blocks and smart contracts processing. While in Free TON, this practical limit is much higher. So that's some more comment on Solana.
That's a lot more technical than I ever could have got details than I ever could have gone into, buddy. Perhaps you might want to also kind of explain a little bit about what you're saying about Avalanche, which, like I say, I know is another
yeah,
project.
Avalanche is a gossip-based consensus kind of protocol based on Solus automata, and the problem with this approach is you never reach finality. It's just very it's basically very slow and even more, say, probabilistic over the like longs. I don't like it's I wouldn't say it depends on what you want to do, right? It's an interesting approach, like it's an interesting and completely different consensus mechanism, but I just don't see what the practical value in it. Like it's a very interesting experiment, but I just don't see a practical value. I mean, what's the point on having that?
Yeah, for everyone who don't know what finality is and think that like, who cares? I can say that if you get a confirmation of some transaction, and let's say in a month you said, oh, by the way, you know, $1 million you didn't get actually, so we canceled that transaction. So then you will understand that finality makes sense. You should care.
I can quickly explain finality on base of Bitcoin. Like if you send a Bitcoin transaction, I hope everyone did that at least once in a lifetime. Usually wait for like confirmations. They say usually in the wallet they say confirmations, right? Number of confirmations. Usually it turns kind of green, kind of when you hit 6, which means basically that in order to revert your transaction, there should be somewhere exist a longer chain of Bitcoin chain, basically of the Bitcoin blockchain, longer than the 6 last blocks, because the 6 last to create 6 last blocks, 6 blocks in general, takes enormous amount of energy and power. Then it is highly unlikely, though not impossible, that someone would revert that amount. Like it's a lot of money that need to be paid for the blocks not to be revealed. So you would get like 6 confirmation back reverted, 6 blocks back reverted. Therefore, it is usually like kind of a common practice to say, okay, 6 blocks confirmation in Bitcoin is kind of enough for you to be sure that your transaction is actually included in the right chain. And so that is a finality. When you send money in Bitcoin, you cannot, like you don't expect within 2 seconds to have a, like, okay, so your money has been sent, fine. That's it. So this is a finality. Like in Free TON, we now currently have like about, let's say 10 seconds practically kind of finality, which we will reduce further. There are many kind of proposals in that regard, internal proposals on how to, even, do this design. The delay is because you have a shard chain, a work chain. Inside the work chain, you have shard chains, which finalizes blocks, and they can do that very quickly. Like a shard chain block can be finalized in 2-3 seconds. But the thing is that they need to be written then in the master chain block, and only after master chain block confirmation currently, you kind of have a guarantee, which is a basic consensus that your block is final. And the only reason why we cannot do the finality on the shard chain block is because sometimes there are several versions of this block that can be created. And sometimes, because the external transaction, for example, not necessarily in current design not necessarily will be included, and one of the blocks that has been proposed can be dropped. Therefore, like it could be that the block that will be finalized on master chain is just not the block that was collated with your transaction. So, which means that your transaction won't be included. So you're just waiting basically for the master chain block to see that your transaction actually included, which will be changing. We will change that part of the protocol. It's not very efficient. And so the finality that we are striving is like 3-4 seconds finality, I would say, maybe even less. Like maybe we can do sub-second.
It's not, and it's not, yeah, it's not probabilistic, it's finality. It means that it's final state.
Well, I'm like, technically speaking, as we say, everything is probabilistic here. So
it's like hash. It's Mitja. It's like collision of a hash. It's also probabilistic from practical point of view. When you have like,
it's a little bit more probabilistic than collision of a SHA-256 hash.
Yeah, I'm just saying that it's not. But it's like longest chain.
Yeah, let's say you will have more or less the same amount of guarantee, I would say, after 2-3 seconds that you have of the 6 blocks of Bitcoin. I think that's good enough for most of the practical reasons. Although Bitcoin is also probabilistic, by the way.
Yeah, that's actually awesome. So, I mean, people just not to confuse. I mean, everybody call in BFT getting all signatures call finality. So let's not to confuse people. Because I mean, just to make to compare it with optimistic finality, which we called like 0.3 seconds. Because optimistic finality, it's a different thing. So it means that the transaction was validated by at least one validator. And since from a practical point of view, there are no reason to think that malicious validator exists in blockchain, because the whole proof of stake game actually should slash malicious validators very quickly. So it means that once your transaction was verified by at least one validator, then you optimistically can assume that that transaction will be finalized. So that's 0.3 seconds. It's for like if you send $1, it's probably fine for you, because the likelihood of that block not to be included is very, 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 very low.
Yeah, it's also kind of correlates or relates to the misleading comments that layer 2 are making about the throughput claims that, you know, we have we reached like 10,000 throughput through the some optimistic rollup, for example, in Ethereum. Well, but everyone will understand that in order to withdraw money from optimistic rollup, a layer 2 solution, you need to wait a week. A week, and that is because there is no guarantee whatsoever that whatever happened in this optimistic rollup within the optimistic rollup is actually correct at all. So like it's a little bit marketing trick, I'd say.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. So I think back over to you, Fabrice.
Hey, thank you for your presentation, Fabrice, and we took over.
So simply just end this my side of the presentation with the fact that so the swap was completed on both sides. So the tokens have been transferred to the final destination. You can see them in the TON Surf wallet. On the Dune side, it has been completed too. So it means that the token have been locked on in the contract and will never be used anymore. So I will be able to, well, of course, I could have done just one swap with all my tokens, but for testing, it was important to just show that I could do a small amount to test the infrastructure. And so I hope that you will be able to use this application as soon as possible. I think the implementation is done now. So there is just I need to understand the details of how the merge should be finalized to get the TON tokens to the contract. But otherwise, it's done. Just a small, I take this opportunity also to talk about my small tool called FT. So it's called Free TON Wallet, and it's pretty useful if you are developing smart contracts on TON. So it's a wallet in command line, but it has interesting features. So for example, I can watch an address. For example, here the root address is the address of my smart contract, and it will parse all the messages that the contract receives and display them so that I can easily debug what is happening on the contract. So you can see, for example, that there is every time you receive a message, it's able to display the message that has been received and the messages that have been emitted. So it's just for people who are also developing on Free TON. We developed some tooling, and I hope it can be useful to the rest of the community. That's all for my demo. So
it was an excellent one.
Thank
it was
you.
excellent. Very cool.
Thanks, Fabrice.
Thank you, Fabrice. Now, I know we have some questions. I know Ivan has a question. Michael has a question. Can we, I'd like to sort of stick to the format, if we will, because I want to make sure that we get everybody's presentations in. I'll get to you without a doubt, but I'd like to save it until the very end, if that's okay with you guys. I understand that they're probably respective or relative to what we just heard, but I want to make sure everybody gets their chance. So just, you can leave your hands up, by the way. I actually do, so I remember, just in case. Excellent, fantastic, thank you, Fabrice. Now we need to take sort of a closer look at the stats from the DePR 2 contest. And I know we had a review about that last week, but now Darkwing has basically what I would call an objective report on the whole thing. I think it's going to help with metrics, with analysis, and all of it for the purpose of best practices. So it's not, we're not talking about the contest requirements. We're not talking about any of that. We're just talking about an objective report. If anybody has any questions about it after the presentation or at the end of the call, feel free to ask. However, I'm going to underscore and emphasize that we will not be having a debate about the idiosyncrasies of the contest and the contest requirements. That conversation is over. We can save it for the forum. We can save it for the community voice of governance and so forth. We just will sort of stick to the agenda, okay? And with that, Darkwing?
Yes, I'm here.
Go for
I hope everyone hear me. Yes. I made 2 files. First, it's very short presentation. So I will try to do it very, very briefly because we have a lot of talks about DePR. I made 2 files. First, it's a little presentation in style of the first DePR. I create a very, very simple table with all submissions, how many articles was accepted, how many articles controversial, and how many articles are rejected, and final score. And I want to repeat one more time. Controversial, it doesn't mean that you are a bad editor or it's rejected or it's just controversial. It means that we cannot say for sure yes or not, but we don't say, but we don't say that it's very, very bad. That's why let's not have a dispute about this thing, please. I just collect different opinions and try to find this consensus from all opinions, from all juries. Also, it contains a link to extend report. This report is about 50 pages. You can see this.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, it's very, very, very big. It's 45
I actually
pages.
saw it, but I wanted to add the wow anyway.
Thank you. So it contains some information about article and about comments from judges and participants. It's a big document. That's why you need some time to view it. Maybe it's not, I hope it's well organized, but as you can see, I write comments from participants and separately from judges, because I think it's very important then participants judge each other or judges judge participants. There are different comments. I try to collect all comments. Maybe I can, maybe I don't write everything, but I try to collect everything. And I add this document, this document was on the previous week, and on this week with the presentation, I add something like jury voting section. It's there I include some useful jury comments and final score too. Why I include jury comments? Because it one more time, it's not about discussion, dispute, and so on. It's just the collecting of judges' opinions, and maybe these their comments will help participant in the future in other contests like this and so on. And these comments I collect because maybe someone doesn't go to Golf interface, look for every submission. You can read some important comments there. There are important and negative comments different. So you can look, it's very big document. That's why I will return to presentation. Link you can find on the forum and on the second page of the, this presentation, which also placed on the forum. In conclusion, I think we talked about this on the previous AMA session, but let's briefly talk one more time. So the main problem, the judges couldn't come to a consensus because it was because we have, I think, two main problems. The first problem is value. What is it? It's very hard to measure the value of such articles because views can be increased by robots and so on. That's why maybe we should think about it. But the main problem, one of the main rule in the contest was not to use PR services. And as we know, participant can use PR services, and there won't be a label that it is in PR section, but it will be PR. That's why we try to create something like audit group, but because of so many negative and misunderstanding, we decide to stop this process because it's very hard to change something in action. That's why we should solve this problem if we wanna to do something like DePR or something like DePR or in other contests which are related to PR and pub and so on. That's why we have some solutions which was presented from us and on the forum too. The one of the good solution, in my opinion, is creation of editorial audit group. It has some negative and positive opinions from other participants and users and members, but in my opinion, it's the most better. It's the better solution. Solution number two on the forum was to launch the DePR contest with clear conclusions and soft criteria, and I think hard criteria too. So it's one of the possible decision, but it's also about talking how to measure a value of the article. And does we need this in such thing? So, and another solution is finish all DePR contest and rethink the direction of the decentralized PR. I think that all this solution is talking about one thing, but in my opinion, as I mentioned before, and if other members of community voice support us, it's creation of editorial audit group, because this group, after their audit, can tell other juries that these articles are truly made by not using PR service, and it's a kind of meritocracy when more known, more active member of community, and in this group we thought that will be more important and valuable members of community. So it's one of the principle of meritocracy when more valuable members decide what can we do for other members. So I think that's all. Now we have this final report. You can go to the forum and view it. Please, I wanna ask one more time, no dispute or discussion, it's just collecting of information, and I think that we all are tired of these disputes and so on. It's a report, and I think that all your ideas, all that's what you wanted to discuss, you should collect and use when we will think about continue doing such contests like DePR. It maybe not be like DePR. It can be called another name, but a contest like this. And the second, so just a little note. Today I will post table with all calculations in the community voice group with results and calculations. So thank you all. Participants and judges and everybody. Yes, it was very hard, but you should remember that past is the past, and we should think about the future and what happened now, and maybe not very good experience is also experience.
Wonderful. Thank you for that report. Great work. Really appreciate it. I know you took a lot of time doing that, and
thank you very much. Thank you very much.
It's very welcome, and I think it'll go a very long way toward helping us move forward. Which I think at this point, I think we're all in agreement. We just need to move forward. Okay, thank you for that. And I see everybody's hand up again. I'll get to all of you. Let's finish our last presentation. We have Utsav with us from the India Subgovernance, who wanted to say a few quick words about the fact that basically they started doing a lot of stuff, and I've been sort of watching it, and it's cool. Maybe even talk about his website, right? The website that you guys are forming. Utsav, the floor is yours. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Ron.
You're welcome.
I just wanted to share with the.
Oh yeah, sorry, Darkwing, can you stop sharing your screen? So Utsav can.
Sorry. Just a second. Done.
Thank you. So basically what I wanted to share was show you guys what the Indian subgovernance team has been doing, what our progress has been, so the rest of us can be up to speed. I'd like to share my screen over here and show you guys a couple of illustrations. These aren't as neat and tidy as Fabrice had, but this is done by hand, right? So I gave my team something like this. This is what the marketing people would know as the IDA principle: attention, interest, decision, action. This is how you get people to take action. And if there are people looking to learn about marketing, this is a very good thing to look at. So how do you grab someone's attention? You either give them a very alluring graphic, as you could see on the advertisements that we have online or offline, offer them a free gift, make it interactive, shareables, and I would like skip over all of these things just to show you what this looks like and what all of that translates into what our website would look like. So there would be the banner at the top, which we have made. I will just get to it in a few seconds. How do we grab interest? So there are certain hashtags that work in India, such as India wants crypto. Let me see if I can make my screen larger. Yeah, here you go. Okay.
Yep, it's very readable now.
Yeah. So basically, yeah. So these are some of the hashtags that we would be using to grab interest. As I said, this is a trending hashtag in this region. This is a trending hashtag for free TON. This is what everybody is always interested in. And then developers corners and free gift, as you can see over here. We grab interest by targeting the audience as to like what they are looking for. Some people would be here for marketing stuff. Some people would be here for merch stuff. Some people would be here for to know more about the developer side of things, and like hat tip to how like Mitja explained how Solana works and what like finality is. And thank you for saving my money. I was gonna buy some Sol. So yeah, now I'm not. So yeah, this is like how this would look like. We are also like speaking to some merchandise providers over here and trying to integrate their stores with us so that people could practically drop ship merchandise from these like local developers and like builders who like create those small trinkets, create shirts or whatnot, and that could be slapped on with the free TON logo, which again I would be showing off in a few minutes. And to all of that could be like bought directly from our website as well. Then let me go back a bit. How do we get people to make a decision? So it would have about like why free TON. Again, like it would have a few of these points that Mitja brought up, which were also explained by Pavel. We would talk about who our partners are, what is the history of free TON, how many endorsements do we have, what are some of the testimonials that we get, who's the team, the press section side of things where Darkwing Dark's DePR section would be prominently featured, and what awards as we have won, which like again congratulations to the entire team for being the winners at AIBC Dubai. So all of these factors would work in consonance towards driving people to take a decision. Once they have decided to take a decision, what do you want them to do? You want them to either go towards the side of buying free TON, earning free TON, becoming an advocate, a developer advocate to be precise, or to become an ambassador. And we want everybody to sign the declaration of decentralization, which I guess is like pretty central to what we are doing, like forgive the pun. And then there would be this small footer at the bottom, which would have some of the stuff that every website needs to have, like privacy policy, subscribe to newsletter, and so on and so forth. We are also like looking to run a regional newsletter, like depending on the language that is spoken in a particular region, we would test that out. And if that doesn't work out, we would revert back to English, which is like the default language for this entire region. Now, I'd also like to show you guys some things, the illustrations that we have. So one of these illustrations is this, that we have. For those of you who have been to India, this is what is called the Lotus Temple. And this is like sacred for this Baha'i faith, which are very similar to the Parsis who were from Iran and they migrated to India because of persecutions and whatnot. And like there are only 100,000 of them in this world over, and this is one of the holiest structures in the whole world. And it's very like interesting that it exists only in like India. So we have this new free TON logo on its side. We have this like thing that goes on over there. And then we have this other image that we have with the most iconic Indian image that is known like the world over, the Taj Mahal, and there is a community of people beside it. The dome shape of the Taj Mahal is, how do I say, celebrated by the fact that it has the free TON logo on top of it. This banner has been chosen to go at the top of that this page that we had spoken about. Let me scroll back a bit. At the top, this is the banner that would be used to attract people's attention. So now, after that, I'd like to show you guys what the logo for the Free TON Indian community would look like. It has the colors from the Indian tricolor. There's the saffron, there's the white, there's the green, and we'll be like using it quite liberally. For example, we have plans to use a Twitter logo shaped icon for Twitter and so on and so forth, like something similar for Reddit in their Android like character, something similar to what we have on Telegram and so on and so forth. So this has been the progress as to like what we have been doing up until now. And hopefully we should have the website ready by probably like next week or like latest by the week after that, depending on the work done by the devs and like how much time we can get to get all of that live. And that like brings me to the end of my presentation.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, teaser, and let's take a look at it, Atsav.
Yes.
Oh, it's great stuff. Great stuff. What's up? Yeah.
Thank you.
Wait. Oh, you weren't going to show the
Very
actual...
cool. Well, no, it's
okay. All right.
2 weeks.
I've seen it. Anyway, just a quick point. I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 faces. Come on, guys, please turn on your cameras. I mean, I guess I'm the hypocrite, but still, please do so. It just, I feel like I'm talking to just icons of ton crystals and whatnot. Okay, Atsav, thank you so much. Yes, but it's Mitja time. It's technical update time. Mitja, go.
I was like, you skip me. Anyway, was hoping. No, but no, just joking. It's not a problem. So we will release a new update today, which will include slashing. It's in final testing now, and by that we will run it until we just flag checked. Hopefully everything will be fine, and we're really close to the starting of the cup. So that's one thing. Another thing, of course, we had absolutely amazing event in Belgrade, TONLabs, and technical event to which some of the partners were invited and came. And I'm talking about primarily Broxus and Provenda, like active developers community members, and which gave like incredible presentations there as well. And I think the results of that will be published this event. So we'll make most of the information that has been exchanged there public. It will take some time because it's almost a week event, and it's enormous, just incredible amount of information. So that will take time for us to kind of prepare and everything. So yeah, I think well, that's all from me. If you have any questions, please shoot.
Well, excellent. Thank you, Mitja. We do have questions, but I think from now on, we should probably stick to the format of let's get everybody's presentations out, and then we could go back and ask questions from the beginning, unless somebody has to run. So we've had 3 hands raised on the call, and I believe Ivan was first. So Ivan, go for it, brother.
Yeah, the question is basically to Fabrice. Yeah, thank you for your presentation. The architecture seems to be really well thought through, and it's pretty close to the architecture of Ethereum bridge, with this relay signing the transaction on both sides and making the swap happen. And the question is how can you estimate improving this Dune kind of swap bridge? How can you estimate kind of, is it easy to improve it to fully fledged Tezos bridge and like continue the development and aligning it with the architecture of future Ethereum bridge, which will include staking and like making it all inside the one economy kind of stuff.
I think it's quite different from a standard bridge like the Ethereum bridge, because what we are transferring is what we are swapping is a token versus TON directly. We are not creating a token, a swap version of the token on our. I mean, it's not Dune on the free TON blockchain. It's Dune swapped against directly TON. So if we would have to do it for Tezos, what we would probably want is to have a Tezos token on free TON, on the free TON token on Tezos. So it's quite different. But of course, the architecture is very similar, and we will probably benefit a lot from the experience that we won from developing this bridge. But I don't think there is a lot that we could keep. Actually, it's more if there is another merge with free TON. But what we try to do is to keep the free TON part as independent of Dune as we could. So it's probably easy to reuse half of the bridge for another merge, where the people who just have to implement the part that is for their token and then reuse the part that is on free TON. But I don't, well, yes, okay. My reply is for Tezos, at least we need to redo a large part of it. It's probably easier to come, well, maybe to reuse the Ethereum implementation or redo it.
Okay, understood. Yeah, the second is just more comment, not a question. Like the discussion slightly moved after your presentation. The discussion slightly moved to like comparing the speeds of blockchains, and I would really like kind of insist on these discussions are not really productive. And when you want to kind of promote free TON, it's you may want not only talk about speed and finality, which are kind of very complex terms in technical when speaking with technicians, but kind of maybe put an accent on developer experience issues, like because I had an experience writing for Tezos, and I have now experience frustration when writing upgradable contracts for Ethereum, for example. And you may want to accent that developer experience on free TON is kind of like very smooth, and you can do a lot of things never seen before, and that is what kind of a key, maybe competitive kind of feature of free TON. Yeah,
well,
that's it.
Sorry, I'll take responsibility for the way the conversation turned then. It was just me kind of adding in the facts on my base user level understanding, you know, with regards to the finality and the transaction speed you can achieve out of TON compared to where some of the Dune people are familiar. That I was just trying to draw base comparisons for them. But yeah, very good point you raised there, Ivan. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a tangent, but it was a good one. And everybody liked it, including myself. But I guess maybe I'm being biased then because I liked it. Thank you, Ivan. Okay, thank you for putting your hand down. Michael Kabanov, you were next, I believe.
Yeah, hi all. Fabrice, thanks for the presentation. Very glad to see that the swap process is finally finalizing. But my question is more of the not the technical part, but from the community part. To this point, the Dune community seems to be having sort of a low profile I haven't seen much of new proposals, discussions in chats and stuff. So maybe you can shed some light on your plans of involving Dune community, which seems to be pretty vast, into day-to-day life of Free TON. I guess this question can be extended also to Ben, as also a part of Dune and now Free TON community. So we just all are very anticipating to see Dune community in action, and would like to hear your plans and ideas in that direction. Thank you.
Yeah, so it's probably better aimed at myself on the community side then, Michael. Essentially, we all understand it's been a very long wait for the Dune guys. So there is a sense of trepidation, a sense of frustration on their side. Right now, what I'd ask of everyone in the community is obviously, it's a team effort here. We need to be welcoming. The Dune rooms are there. I can send links if anyone wants to come across, have those conversations with people, make some friends. We're all family now. In terms of plans over the integration, we've had discussions, Fabrice and I and a couple of the others, about doing a big AMA session, really getting a few people involved from the Dune side that way. There are a few key members. I think Anton and Tony personally, Michael, who's quite active in the community voice group, just to name one example. But yeah, we us as a community as a whole, everyone who Free TON, we do need to kind of get it together to really help the Dune guys see why this is such a positive move now, I think, and tell them why we're all so happy to be here in the first place. I think it's been
to encourage them to participate in all the action on the forum, in the groups, because I think that now, when they're one step closer to swapping their Dune tokens to Free TON tokens, to TON Crystal, I think that they would be happy to join, and maybe they need some direction from someone inside Dune community, as you are, to just ease the integration of the communities.
Yeah, so I did design a sort of badge collecting contest for the Dune community coming over onto the forums to encourage that kind of participation side. I think just with timings and stuff, it kind of fell a little bit flat at the time. But yeah, there are lots of room there to revive this one. Or if you want to shoot me a DM, Michael, yeah, always happy to bounce off your ideas, buddy. I know you're never short of ideas.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely, thank you. Thank you, Michael, and thank you, Ben. Mitja, I believe you have your hand raised. I think it was regarding DePR.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, like, in what forum the future direction, and me as an initiator of the depress contest and smart contracts.
Yeah, thanks for that.
You're welcome. Will be kind of discussed how this will be organized, how the decision will be reached, because there are quite controversial ideas of creating audit commission or something like that, which I would kind of oppose. But what is the format of the opposition?
I can speak to the whole audit commission. That's not what it's called, and then maybe it's a bad choice of words. I think what that really was a way, an attempt to figure out how it would be possible to determine if somebody was dealing directly with an editorial team, which of course is not public information. And
why it is important at all?
Because it seems that some people were using PR agencies and paid services.
And why it is important?
May I answer, just like a spectator of
Sure.
this concept? While you are using a third-party PR service, you can place your articles on some web resources, but you do not control directly where those are placed. So you might have an article which is, you can access it only by direct link. So the reader of the website
That's Michael. That's another issue entirely. Like there is an outcome of the contest.
There is no outcome in such an article. There is no value.
Let me finish.
Okay, sorry. Okay, good.
So the outcome is measurable, right? So one of the measures of this outcome is quite technical stuff. Like if you instruct a jury in the contest terms that, for example, if a link is only accessible and to check that, you need to do that, and that's a technical work, then it's quite an easy thing to do, right?
No.
Why not?
You can see if the article is a direct link only or not, only if you have the proof of the contact with the editorial office, because you have the link, you try to scroll down. Again, it was posted, say, a month ago. There were hundreds and hundreds of articles. You scroll back, the site might not work correctly, so a good article might be lost. There are also, like, examples when the article is placed in the ghost section, like, main page, trending, and then the article. You click on the trending folder, and it's 404. So there is no literally a way to check if the article can be accessed.
Question is it indexable or not? Is it found by Google or not?
Please turn off your microphone. Thank you. Mute.
Guys, so we are.
No. So mute, please. Mute. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm saying, like, again, we're not this. I didn't want to discuss it here. I wanted just to know what the format and where it will be discussed, not to discuss it here. So
I tried to answer this question very briefly. Again, I think that we need 1 day to take a rest after DePR 2. And after this, I think we should plan in Community Voice Zoom conference. As I write on the forum, if someone have ideas, how can we do it? Even participant, even everybody, they should prepare for this call, collect their ideas. Like, for example, we collect agenda for our session. And I think that we will discuss about maybe 1 hour or 1 hour and a half. So the plan is to organize a call and everybody will present their ideas. We will try to ping everybody and collect as much people as we can, and discuss every possible decision of every who has it.
Yeah.
And,
could you please?
Yes, reverting back.
Could you please invite?
Mitja.
Could you please invite me?
Community voice.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's invited.
Well, I cannot follow Community Voice.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no
Okay,
problem. Not at all. We started this with we're not going to discuss this here today. We're not going to.
We're not discussing. We're just discussing where to discuss it. That's all.
Yeah,
so if a Zoom conference will be happening, please, could you ping me and everyone else? Yeah. Thank you.
Pavel, you have your hand raised. Go for it.
Yeah, thank you. So I would like to add to what Michael raised and discussed with Ben and Fabrice. Yeah, we definitely should have an MA for Dune community, explain opportunities, explain what going on projects we have, because we have now quite vibrant DeFi in the process of launch right now. We have NFT marketplaces and some teams which working developing it as a business. So there are projects for everyone, for developers, for users. We have that the whole story with end-to-end decentralized or through dApps. I think it's absolutely unique, so we can also explain it and try to onboard our development and usage of such things, Dune community. So that's, I think, yeah, we should plan like whenever you're ready to make it. And the second topic I would like to ask actually Fabrice, Did somebody take a look at that architecture and your code? Because I think that in any case it should be somehow verified before go to production.
So I don't think that so it has not been verified formally because
okay, audited or checked, verified, yeah.
Just for the audit, well, not yet. We have audited it internally, so our developers have gone through it thoroughly. But well, I hope that if some people in the DeFi group, in the DeFi subgov, could have a look at it and maybe check the smart contracts and so on, it would be really nice. But yes, indeed, we haven't had that part yet.
Yeah, we can help with this actually. So we have even better collaboration with DevX group. So we have a special jury for such cases. And so if you can take the lead and prepare some contest for this, I think it shouldn't be very long, like 1 week or 2 weeks, and for people to provide it.
And formal methods, by the way. Formal methods.
Formal method is a bit different thing, I think. But if you wish, you can make a formal verification of it as well.
No, not. It's not only about formal verification. Formal methods, it includes audit as well. And there are stages. For example, some contracts on stage 1 checked manually, audited manually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good proposal as well. Why not?
Okay. Mitja, Darkwing invited you to the Convoys group. But,
no.
I know you don't want to go to the Convoys group.
No, it's not that I don't want to. I can go. It will be muted. They will never know that the conference ever happened.
Right. He just wants to be pinged when there's a call in advance, as far in advance as possible. A year would be good, but a couple days would.
No, a year won't be good. I'm not actually accepting. Just bi-weekly. That's all.
Okay. All right. We're running over time today, but it was a very interesting call. I mean, let's not mince words. It was good. Are there any more questions from the participants? If not, we can. Ben, you're trying to say something, I think, maybe?
I'll just say one thing. The Free TON Academy DeCourses contest is on the forums. It should be launching very soon, I believe, Alex. Everyone's very happy with it. Word perfect now, I believe. Every Tom and Harry in the Academy group has checked it over now. So it's possibly the most double check, triple check contest that will ever hit the forums. But it's ready to rock, and I can't wait for this one.
Careful with that. Don't do that.
Am I setting up for fail or no? I'm joking, but it's going live ASAP, I believe. So yeah, excited about that one.
Cool. Everybody go check that out, please. All right, we do have some questions from YouTube. I'm going to do this really quickly because I read them and I understand that they're. Anyway, there's a comment says, those guys with known faces are the jurors? ? The answer is no. So the rest of your question makes no sense. Your governance model is heading to another failure because I see centralized team of known members everywhere to create conspiracies. Sorry, guys. Yeah, don't be sorry. That's just ignorance. There are people who are active. There are people who are public. There are people who speak a lot. And of course, we know them. And I think this is just the side effect of any community. Don't confuse that with what you're perceiving in a actually very centralized manner as a corporation. So I would answer both of your questions / comments with that. You probably need to delve a little bit deeper into the community, maybe not spend your time in useless chats, but get into groups where they're actually working, get into some governances. And my retort would be, what have you done? And if you haven't done anything, I would suggest do it. And you're going to find out very, very quickly that you can make a lot of money if you're talented. And that is very decentralized. So, sorry, man.
Yeah, Ron, I can add to that people, it's like when you see people constantly showing up, it's not because we want to do and make any decisions. It's because people just don't join. To join, to do something, create their own process. For example, our cryptography zero knowledge proof guys, after 2 contests, they finally decided that they would like to move discussion into a separate group and at some time to create their own sub-governance, because now they have quite a number of people which like critical mass. So they now can create their own process and do useful things for the community without anyone telling them what to do. That's
like
example like yesterday.
Being a critic is the easiest thing to do. Everybody's a critic, but if you join and actually like really put in the effort, there are countless examples of people that have come to the community and understand the decentralization of it and have come and actually built something and done something and have made a lot of money. Anyway, I see there's some more questions from within the call, but since we moved to YouTube, let me just finish. There's one more question. When will the full swapper be released? I don't know what the full swapper is, and I think maybe that's been answered already, but I have
Dune.
to.
I think it's for Dune.
If it's for Dune, it's for Fabrice. I guess maybe he means when will it be fully released, meaning on the mainnet? I don't know. I'm interpreting here.
I think
it's on the mainnet, but I cannot reply to this question because as I said, the infrastructure is ready, but I don't know what the process, the final process has to be for the TON tokens to be credited to the contracts and the swap can start.
Thank you. And the final question is, why is the token rate so low? I don't know. Why is it sunny today and it's going to rain tomorrow? Okay. Moving.
What was the question?
Why is the token rate so low?
That's yeah.
I said, why is it sunny today and why is it going to rain tomorrow? But you're not going to kill yourself over it, right? You're still going to pretty much hope that the following day it's sunny again. And I'm not going to go into the whole. I already did an interview for the whole Elon Musk debacle. I'm not gonna go into it. Listen, if you want to speculate. This isn't, we're not financial advisors. Okay. Data functions are. I'm sorry, John. You have your hand up. Yeah. Sorry. Data functions.
Yes.
Go for it.
Yeah. Mine is just a notification to the group. We have the African blockchain conference coming up on 28th of June. So I would like as many people as possible to join us there and come and support us on that particular day. We are also starting the second hackathon for the African Blockchain Institute. So I'll share the link with Roman, and you can come and comment and support us in that important exercise. So I just had those two notifications. I don't have much. Thank you, guys.
Oh, that's plenty. And thank you. Yep. You guys are doing a fantastic job. Absolutely. Pavel, you still have your hand up?
Vlad, can you mute, please?
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Okay, and Pavel doesn't have any more questions. Yes. No. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody, for coming. We will see you Tuesday next. Have a great rest of your week and a great weekend.
Thank you.
Always love seeing you all.
Cheers.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Bye.